All right, what is up, what is up, what is up? 5 habits that allow me to become the most fit version of myself. Inside this video, I want to break down 5 of what I feel are the most impactful habits that I have developed over the course of getting myself into the best, most fit version of myself, 10 years of experience, right? And more importantly, some habits that are not going to work if you're looking to become the most fit version of yourself. And so let's tap in, man. I've been on my journey of getting in shape since about 17 years old. I'm now about 27 years old. I remember the first time, I was at the park and I started with calisthenics. Now I'm fully versed in a ton of different modalities of training and nutrition as a coach. And so I want to really talk about what are the things or the habits that I developed, right, that allow me to arrive at this point where I feel super confident in the gym, where I eat really well, where I know how to manipulate my body to look a certain way as well as feel a certain way, into the point where I do it and it's almost like the back of my hand. And I want to jump straight into it. The first things first is I've always found my why. When I first got into shape, guys, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I was 17 years old and I had my first heartbreak. Fellas, we all know what that first heartbreak feels like, right? Puppy dog love. And I just had a chip on my shoulder, right? And that's what got me into going to the gym very, very, very consistently, right? And as I began to grow and I went to college and different things, I always found a new why or a consistent why to be working out, right? And the reason why is because you have to have a burning desire. I don't care what anybody says. If you don't have a burning desire to want to take your body to the next level, you'll get laxy-daisy, you'll be inconsistent, right? You'll never really continue to take it to the next level. You'll just have periods of being on and off, which isn't really gonna help you really get to that most fit version of yourself. And so for me, having that why and having that burning desire, having that internal vision that is so much greater than my external circumstances was huge to me, right? Number 2, I had a willingness to learn. I've learned a lot about nutrition, training, and just lifestyle through certifications, books, and just experience, right? Mirroring people, listening to people. I learned a lot about functional training at the first gym that I ever worked at. It was like a boutique gym. I learned about functional training and group fitness classes, where the gym that I, started independent contracting at, when I finally, began my own journey in fitness as a trainer, there was a bunch of bodybuilders here. So I learned about bodybuilding, and I never really judged any form of fitness. I just sat back and I learned. I learned about how bodybuilders hypertrophy train and strength training. I learned about core training and functional training and kettlebell swings, all from other people and other things. So I always had that willingness to learn and take what I felt was necessary for me to grow. And because of that, I always felt like I went through different phases of just leaping to that next level. Like, you learn something new and you jump to the next level. You guys ever feel that way? It's like when you learn something new, now the gym feels like, holy shit, I just unlocked a new version, right? When you're open to being, when you have a willingness to learn and you're willing to be open to learn from other people, a lot of times you can experiment with those new things you're learning, and it might open up that portal to the next version of you, right? So that willingness to learn was always a huge factor for me, all right? Number 3, I built habits and systems. Everything from my training to my nutrition to even how I reduce stress. These are very, very important aspects of my body, right? And so building habits and systems is extremely important, right? Such as the way that you eat, your time you're eating, how you meal prep, how do you navigate eating right, how do you navigate a flexible eating structure versus a very rigid eating structure. All these things come with necessary work and effort from you, but habits, right, routines and systems is what makes that work easy for you, right? And I always say the fastest path to results is simplicity. And so building up the proper habits and systems for you to do the things you need to do with your lifestyle is going to be extremely imperative and important. But not only that, those are things that you get to carry with you for a lifetime. And so building habits and systems around just the things that you need to do to maintain your body, so important. All right, and I'll give you another example, like sleep. Sleep is big for me. I used to not be able to go to sleep until 2 a.m. And now I go to sleep around 10 or 11 p.m. the latest every single night, because I built a habit of waking up really early and going to sleep fairly early, right? Because that's just something I need to do as my life got busier, and I knew that the only times I could really find time to work out was in the morning, right? And so that's just an example. Number 4, embody the transformation. This is really, really important, and I want to really talk about why it is, because I remember the first time I was really diving deep into understanding the science behind habits, and I was reading the book Atomic Habits. And one of the biggest takeaways that I got from that book is that your habits simply align with your identity. Your habits align with your perception of yourself. And the reason why I say I embody the transformation, this is one of the greatest habits that I picked up, is because, whether I was trying to bulk, whether I was trying to learn how to get really strong, learn how to do a front lever, I always just, from an identity or a self-perception basis, just stepped into what I was looking to become. And the reason why this is so important is because so many of us were looking to get to that next level, but we're still stuck in the frill or the skinny fat or the overweight versions of ourselves. We're still stuck in the mindset of the version of ourselves that complains and bitches and says, I don't have time, and blah, 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 the version of yourself that doesn't have the results that you want. When you're looking to change, you have to embody the transformation. You have to step into it. And one thing that I will say that's really helped me was really just stepping into it. When I started learning how to strength train, I went to Dick's Sporting Goods and I got me a belt. I got me some strength training shoes. Why? Because I was obsessed with learning how to squat and throw a weight. When I was doing my calisthenics, I got the wrist wraps. I got the bands to practice my front levers. I just stepped into it in every way that I could. And what I began to see is that every time I did that, it made the process, I wouldn't necessarily say easier, but it made the process just flow. Right? And it made everything so progressive in my mind that allowed me to stay present and stay on track. And so stepping in and embodying the transformation is going to be huge. Like if you're a father, you got to ditch those habits or those beliefs that oh, I'm a dad and I don't have time to work out. Nah, you need to step into, I'm that fit dad. I'm that dad that when I go to the bus stop and I'm dropping my daughter off, them little boys is like, yo, don't say nothing to her because her dad will slap you. Step into that, bro. Step into it. Wherever you're at in life right now, whatever that next version of you, based on the physical transformation you're looking for is, just step into it, embody it at its highest level, because again, that's when everything will start to shift, because you have to become before you receive. And that's just the way of the process. And lastly, number 5, what I feel is most important here, is you have to find your alignment. Alignment is a thought process that I have, because I don't believe balance exists. And if you're a busy guy watching this, you probably realize that when it comes to fitness and trying to fit in fitness with your life, it's very hard to find that balance. Alignment is being more intentional around the results that you're looking to get. It's like looking at, okay, what are the results that I'm working for, and what are those results actually align with what's most important to me? And the reason why is because this allows you to kind of shape shift and allow your goals, especially with your body, to be like a chameleon based on what's going on with your life. Because I was just talking to a good brother in the office today about this. I'm like, listen, as you grow and your values change and your lifestyle change and your priorities change, so should your fitness goals. Don't be afraid to realign things. Like, I don't know if any of you guys watch my YouTube videos consistently or watch my Instagram, I am fairly smaller than my peak size right now. I probably still look fairly lean, but I'm fairly smaller. I'm like 10 pounds down from my average, not even my peak weight, but just my average, right? My average gain. And the reason why is because I'm taking a full 30-day break from the gym right now as I record this video. Well, I'm trying to. It's really hard to take a break from the gym for me. But I said that to say, I'm realigning my goals right now. Right now, I'm focusing on opening up. I was just talking to my brother about this today. I'm focusing on opening up my hips and allowing my body to finally relax. I've been training nonstop, week after week, month after month, consistently for literally years now. I need to take a break, reset, allow my body to recalibrate, re-heal, recover. And that's okay. Because within this next 2 weeks, me not going to the gym is within alignment of what's going on in my life right now. I'm focused on my presence and my yoga and my flexibility and my breath work. Whereas once this is over, guess what? I'm gonna begin big again. Why? Because for me, feeling big and strong and confident, it just aligns with my character. It aligns with the way that I want to show up for my community, for my tribe. And because of that, there's a justification for the time and energy spent on it. When you fail to have alignment and figure out how your goals, right, are actually aligned with your life, you will always feel like it's another thing to add to your to-do list. You're gonna always feel guilty for spending time in the gym or working out or meal prepping or eating healthy or trying to find a means to do those things. Alignment is where you just take a look at your lifestyle and you find integration, you find flow. Okay, so these are what I would say are the 5 most impactful habits that have allowed me to become the most fit version of myself. Now, I'm not saying these are going to be the same habits that are going to allow you to become the most fit version of yourself, but what I am saying is these are some very impactful things that I would like you to take into consideration, my brother. So, I appreciate you guys for tapping in. Drop a comment. Let me know what you gained from this, what you learned from this, or what perspective you got from this, right? And for those of you guys that are new, please feel free to hit the subscribe button. My name is Elijah. I'm the founder of the Grindtribe. We're the #1 fitness and health optimization platform for Black and brown men. Let's tap in.